Good morning, everyone. This is Chair French, and I am convening the regular business meeting of the Kansas Corporation Commission for Tuesday, April 9th, joined by my colleagues, Commissioner Keene and Commissioner Keither. On today's agenda, we have 16 consent agenda items. We have 2 noticed orders, and we have discussion and potential action on a Federal Energy Regulatory Commission matter. With that, we will move to our first item, which is approval of the consent agenda. Commissioners, you've had the opportunity to review the consent agenda and the 16 items thereon. Let me ask at this time if you have any questions, and I will begin with Commissioner Keither.
Not now.
All right, and Commissioner Keene.
No questions. I would move approval of the consent agenda.
Second?
Got a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Is there any further discussion of that motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed, say no. The consent agenda is approved. We now move to our 2 noticed orders. Our first is in docket number 24, CONS 3009 CUIC, and this is a proposed final order in that docket. Our presenter for this item is Mr. John Myers. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Chair French, and good morning, Commissioners. The final order before you grants ZNL Oil's injection application in this matter, and I am available for any questions.
All right, thank you, John. Are there any questions on this item, beginning with Commissioner Keither?
No.
And Commissioner Keene?
No questions for me either. I would move approval of the order.
Second?
Got a motion and a second to approve the order as described in this docket. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed, say no. The order is approved. Thank you, Mr. Myers. We now move to our second noticed item. This is in docket number 24, TRAM 627 PEN, and it's a proposed penalty order in that docket. Our presenter for this item is Mr. Hassan Latif. Good morning, Hassan.
Good morning, Chair French and Commissioners. The penalty order before you arises out of a compliance review of Mark Transport LLC, a common carrier which hauls grain, feed, and hay operating out of Dodge City, Kansas. This investigation was conducted by special investigators Penny Fryback and Erica Pargas. The special investigators found 34 violations, and the order before you assesses penalties for 5 specific counts, resulting in $7,250 in total penalties. I'll briefly summarize the violations or the counts included. They are a $3,000 enhanced fine for making false reports of record of duty status. There were 19 such violations discovered. Another $3,000 enhanced fine for hauling loads that exceeded the gross weight limit in Kansas of 85,000 pounds. 6 violations of this type were discovered, and the same violation was previously penalized by the Commission in a previous penalty order issued in 2022. There was a $500 enhanced fine for allowing drivers to exceed the 14-hour rule. Drivers are required to cease operations 14 hours after coming on duty, and there are 4 violations of this type found, and this also was previously penalized by the Commission. There was also a $500 enhanced fine for allowing drivers to exceed the 11-hour rule. This is a variation on the 14-hour rule. This says that a driver can only actively drive for 11 hours in a 14-hour shift. And so they exceeded that 11-hour period of driving. And this also was previously penalized by the Commission. So it's an enhanced violation or enhanced fine. And finally, there was a $250 fine for failing to attend the safety seminar as required by the previous Commission penalty order. So staff believes the order appropriately assesses penalties against this carrier and recommends approval of the order. Both I and staff are available to stand for any questions.
All right, thank you, Hassan. Are there any questions on this item? And I will begin with Commissioner Keither.
No, I don't.
Commissioner Keene?
No questions. Thanks once again to our field staff for their diligence and attention to detail. Having said that, I would move approval of the order.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion and a second to approve the order as described in this docket. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say no. The order is approved. Thank you, Hassan.
Thank you.
All right, we now come to our final noticed matter. This is discussion of a Federal Energy Regulatory Commission docket numbers ER 2413-1317 and docket number EL 24-96. And our presenter for this item is Ms. Carly Massentine. Good morning, Carly.
Good morning, and thank you. On February 23rd, 2024, Southwest Power Pool, or SPP, submitted an application for approval of revisions to its open access transmission tariff in FERC docket number ER 24-1317. The proposed revisions would implement two resource adequacy measures. First, an effective load carrying capability accreditation methodology for variable resources, and second, a performance-based accreditation methodology for thermal and other conventional resources. Commission staff believes it would benefit Kansas to intervene and file comments in this docket. Intervention and comments were due on March 29th, 2024. Due to the press of other business, the unavailability of counsel during the comment period, and the need to satisfy state procedures for authorizing action in FERC proceedings, staff was unable to make that deadline. However, staff believes it to be beneficial to Kansas to file a motion to intervene out of time and provide comments in support of the resource adequacy measures. Submitting a motion to intervene and comments ensures this commission remains informed of the docket's developments and preserves this commission's ability to protect the interests of Kansas ratepayers. Further, subsequent to SPP's filing, a separate complaint docket was filed in FERC docket number EL 24-96. This complaint was initiated by Sierra Club, National Resources Defense Council, and Sustainable FERC Project regarding the tariff revisions submitted in docket number ER 24-1317. Motions for intervention in this docket are due April 22nd, 2024. Given that the two dockets share the same subject matter, Commission staff recommends the Commission petition for a dockless intervention in docket number EL 24-96 to monitor those proceedings. Filing a dockless motion to intervene ensures this commission again remains informed of these docket's developments and further preserves the commission's ability to protect the interests of Kansas ratepayers. With that, I recommend the commission authorize its DC council to file a motion to intervene out of time and file comments in support of the resource adequacy measures as requested by SPP in docket number ER 24-1317. Further, I recommend the commission authorize its DC council to file a motion for dockless intervention in docket number EL 24-96. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Carly. Well, given your recommendation, I will go ahead and move the commission authorize our DC council to file a motion to intervene out of time and file comments in docket number ER 24-1317 and to file a motion for dockless intervention in docket number EL 24-96. and to take such action therein in each of the dockets as necessary to protect the interests of Kansas ratepayers.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to take the action as described. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in, oh, yeah, I've got a hand waving. Commissioner Keen, go ahead.
Thank you, Chair French. I was kind of waiting for a sequential request, but that's okay. Yes, very briefly. First of all, I'm grateful that the commission has seen fit to allow us another week from when we were initially scheduled to consider this matter to take it up. It's certainly given me an opportunity to better inform myself about the nuances of the issues, especially having to do with the first matter on the resource adequacy. I believe it's pretty well demonstrated that there is a crying need right now for changes to the existing resource adequacy metrics and methodologies within SPP. This is certainly an effort to try to address that and move this forward. It's the third, I think, incarnation of an attempt to persuade FERC to allow the SPP to go in that direction. Generally, I have had an ample opportunity now really to review the draft filing that we have, and we've considered an executive session. Saying all that, that's pretty much the essence of my comments.
Very good. Well, and I'll just add, I appreciate all those comments. I agree. This is extremely important. We don't get involved in every FERC docket, but reliability is number one to this commission. Particularly this item is something I know we've been down and talked to the legislature about these types of issues. We've told them these reforms are coming. This is us following through and supporting resource adequacy reforms. Given some of the challenges that we've had over the last few years with winter storms, extreme events, and some of the challenges we think we're going to see in the future with the changing resource mix. I think these comments and supporting this policy will help us stay in front of things and keep the most reliable and affordable system for Kansans. So I'm glad we're moving forward to support this measure. Because I don't know if all of the stakeholders are in perfect alignment, but somebody needs to be standing up for Kansas ratepayers, and that's what this commission is doing. So with that, we've got a motion, we've got a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed, say no. The motion is approved. We will be filing comments in the docket as described. Thank you, Ms. Mazantine.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. All right, with that, we have come to the conclusion of all the items noticed on today's agenda. If there is nothing further to come before us today, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Had a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. We're adjourned. Thank you all. Take care.
Take care.
Aye.